update. I'm Tom Morgan on your Gator Nation station, 540 WFLA.
DHL. Wake up and stand up for what's right. 540 WFLA presents the 50,000-watt front porch. And another hour of Bud Hedinger Live.
And good morning, everyone. It is Lynn Miller sitting in for Bud Hedinger. He was a little under the weather, but I did see him tooling around in the convertible. So, hey, it's okay. He can take the day off. It is a pleasure to be with you. I sat in for Bud over the Christmas holidays, and it's nice to be back in the big chair at the 50,000-watt front porch. I'm from the Tampa Bay area, but Orlando is my hometown. My family's been here for a long time, so it's a pleasure to be here. 407-916-5400, 407-916-5400, as we talk about the issues of the day, and a lot on tap. We're talking about the issues in Wisconsin. Should public sector employees have collective bargaining? Should teachers be paid more money? And should they get to keep their generous benefit package? We had a spirited conversation just before the break. And for those teachers out there, listen, I respect you. I do think that you should have more money. Firefighters, I mean, there isn't anybody who doesn't want more money and more salary. The question is, can we as the American government pay? And if you're going to get extra benefits that the private sector, like yours truly, doesn't get, then I think you have to be willing to concede and to give a little at the bargaining table. I think you have to be willing to say, listen, I'm paid pretty well, and I get a nice pension at the end of my retirement, and I get guaranteed health care. In some cases, in some police departments in this state, local police departments, are very, very well taken care of. Now, I know police officers put their lives on the line every day. We've lost, 3 police officers in the Tampa Bay area in the last month, and there's no amount of money that can compensate for the ultimate sacrifice. But putting emotion aside, when you're looking strictly at budget issues, the question becomes, can we continue to afford to do that? I have some family members who work for the government. We had a spirited conversation at the Daytona 500, all the way there and all the way back. And we have a difference of opinion. And it is not that I don't think you are worth it. Clearly, someone who teaches children and has advanced degrees and goes into a classroom, yes, you are worth it. Clearly, someone who puts on that badge, yes, you're worth it. But the issue is no longer, are you worth it? The issue is, can I pay the bill? That's the issue. We have to change the question. No one is saying you don't deserve a good salary and a good retirement. What we're saying is the piggy bank is empty, and we can't afford any more. We can't afford to give you 60, 70, 80% of your salary guaranteed. You know what's guaranteed for me? Whatever I can shove in a 401k. The market goes up, I do well. The market goes down, I don't do so well. There's nothing guaranteed for me. And there are a lot of people who are sitting in my shoes. And that's the issue that we have to grapple with. If the job creators in the private sector, if the entrepreneurs in the private sector are doing with a lot less, then I think it's going to have to come down to the public sector employees as well. So that's one of the issues that's on the table. If you'd like to weigh in, 407-916-5400. Let's go to the lines, and Ed is on from Orlando, and he disagrees with me. Ed, welcome. Good morning. Nice to have you join the debate.
Thank you. I just heard your comment, the piggy bank's empty, right? I just heard that.
Say that again?
I said I heard your comment, the piggy bank is empty.
Yeah, it is.
Right, okay. Well, I've been a firefighter for 20 years, right? And for 20 years, I've been getting mediocre salaries, all right? And
what do you call mediocre? I don't want to pry too much, but since they only know you as Ed, what do you consider mediocre?
Mediocre is, I don't know, 20 years ago I started off making $17,000, so it's hard to compare all that.
Yeah, but what do you make now, Ed? Let's compare apples and apples.
$50,000.
Okay, well that's decent. That's decent.
Well, here's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that 5 years ago, when the stock market was rocking and everything, a lot of the people in the public sector were getting bonuses. I mean, I've got friends who were getting $30,000 bonuses they should have been putting that money in their 401k.
I agree.
And everybody can say, hey, I want to go to college and be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. That's your choice to be in the public sector. And the risk is that when the economy is bad, you are going to suffer. Being in the public sector, to me, is like dollar cost averaging in stock market. I'm being conservative. And now that the economy is horrible, you guys are looking at us saying, wait a minute, you guys got this great prize at the end of your retirement, and we can't afford it. Well, too bad. You chose your public sector to make all that money. I've been making mediocre money because my prize is at the end. Now that I've got 5 years to retire, you guys want to come and take my prize away?
Well, no, I think first of all that no one is talking about someone in your position, because we've made a commitment to you, and you did work for what you consider to be a little bit less, or maybe a lot less than you think you could have made in the public sector. I don't know that I agree with you, but I'll give you that point.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, I'll give you that. And now we've made a promise to you. You're going to retire in 5 years. I don't think anybody is talking about saying, gee, Paul, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get what we had promised you, because it was a contract, and we don't break contracts. But I think we have to, Paul, I think we have to look at the firefighters who are now, maybe they've been in for 10 years or 15, or they're coming in now, and we have to say to them, listen, we're going to pay you perhaps a little bit better on the front end, because we can't afford to give you 80, 70, 80% of your salary, and we can't afford to guarantee it, because nobody else is getting a guarantee. Everybody, it's tied to the stock market. If you've even got a 401k, and a lot of people, Paul, they don't even have that.
I have a 401k, and it's down. It's horrible.
Sure, exactly.
You know, and like you're saying, to me, I'm not big into, I'm pretty much into politics being in the fire department, but
yeah.
Why don't they just raise, we got 7% tax, why don't they just raise it to 8%? Why? I know that everything in Tallahassee is in the red except the Florida State retirement.
Well, and that's not
that they're attacking that.
I don't even know that for sure that that's always in the red. There have been some issues with that. But Ed, listen, thank you for your service. Be safe out there. We do.
One last thing.
Quickly.
And the firefighters,
yeah,
they were protesting against that Amendment 1, and everybody voted for Amendment 1, and that was the start of this downfall.
That's right. I agree. I agree with you, Ed. Listen, thanks. Got to run. All right. It is 7:12. That frees up that line. If you would like to get involved in the conversation, 407-916-5400. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Paul and Mike, and there's room for you. On Bud Hedinger Live, Lynn Miller sitting in for the vacationing Bud Man.
From the David Moss Volkswagen Lee Road Traffic Center, seeing jammed up traffic westbound along I-4. Traffic starts to slow just before 528 into Central Florida Parkway. There was a crash. This did have lanes blocked. Looks like this is all off to the right shoulder now, although still very slow through this area. Also reports of a wreck along Lake Underhill at Chickasaw Trail that may slow you down just a bit. So far so good along the 408. And we're problem free along the Turnpike and the Greenway as well. From the Traffic Center, I'm Courtney Bright.
From 540 WFLA, Orlando's 24-hour weather channel. With a good deal of sunshine out there, a lot of us are now warming to some mid-80s. We continue with a gusty south to southwesterly wind, dropping to around 60 tonight with a few clouds around and some patchy late-night fog. Weather is updated around the clock on 540 WFLA. I'm Jennifer Naramore from the Weather Channel.
I'm Daryl Moody. Coming up at 7:30, Senate President Mike Herodopoulos is under fire for a textbook he wrote for Brevard Community College. Lawmakers in Tallahassee are at odds over whether or not the state should keep better track of pill mills, and astronauts are preparing for a spacewalk today outside of the International Space Station coming up in 15 minutes.
Traffic on air, online, a service of the Florida Lottery. Flamingo bonus days are back from the Florida Lottery. Prize payouts for Fantasy 5 with Easy Match are much higher. Now for the usual $1 more per play, you could instantly win from $5 up to $1,000, double the top prize. So hurry and play Fantasy 5 with Easy Match before Flamingo bonus days end March 20th.
Hey, it's Bud for Medifast Weight Control Centers in Orlando. In 2007, Carol Bell was overweight on 5 different medications, and her doctor was about to put her on insulin. Then she heard about Medifast Weight Control Centers.
Within 6 months, I had lost about 55 pounds. My doctor was so impressed. So now, up to date, I've lost over 110 pounds. I was wearing a 24. Now I'm down to a size 8. I have a daughter who lives out of state. She hadn't seen me in the first 6 months. She came for a visit. I went to the airport to pick her up, and I hadn't told her what I'd been doing. And My daughter comes walking out, and she's like, Mom, I only knew it was you because of your hair. Wow, I couldn't even recognize you. So that was pretty touching.
And watch Carol's videos online at MedifastCenters.com. I lost 75 pounds on Medifast. Give them a call at 1-888-9-MEDIFAST. That's 1-888-9-MEDIFAST. Or visit MedifastCenters.com. New locations now open in Lake Mary and Winter Park.
Hey, it's Jay Zembauer, the car doctor, inviting you to join me this Saturday at 3 p.m. for Car Time. If you have repair, maintenance, or concerns about your automobile, give me a call with your questions. That's Car Time, Saturdays at 3 p.m. on 540 WFLA. Brought to you by Zembauer's Auto Center.
How much could you be saving on car insurance? $300, $400, $500? There's a real easy way to find out. Just go to geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
Investing in bonds involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or federal alternative minimum tax.
How many investments can give you a regular, attractive, and predictable stream of income? How many of those investments can give you income that's exempt from federal, state, and local taxes, too? Well, there's only one investment that can give you these things: municipal bonds. Municipal bonds offer a potentially great tax break for investors. Right now, Hanyon & Walsh is offering their comprehensive bond guide free to the first 500 investors who call now. Do you have $10,000 or more to invest? Do you want to earn triple tax-free income that could far exceed the return you earn on other fixed income investments? Be one of the first 500 callers right now and get this comprehensive bond guide free. For your free bond guide, call 1-800-544-6223. That's 1-800-544-6223. 1-800-544-6223.
Hanyon & Walsh, Inc., member of FINRA, SIPC.
You know, sitting right down in the parking lot is this amazing machine that I'm driving for my friends at Fountain Acura, the amazing top-of-the-line Fountain Acura SUV. They call it the MDX. Boy, do I love it. Pure lap of luxury, control of the road, performance, space for 7. I want you to go on down to Fountain Acura, and I want you to check out the huge savings they have on the MDX and the full line of incredible Acura vehicles at Fountain Acura. See them for details at Fountain. Easy to find, worth the drive from anywhere. Fountain Acura, South OBT. They're just south of the Florida Mall. Online, fountainacura.com.
One of the practice areas in our firm that I'm most proud of is our Social Security section. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Very few firms that I know of handle Social Security claims. Yet it is hard for me to think of clients who need our help more. Many men and women come to us after their claim has been denied by the Social Security Administration. These people are often facing not only devastating physical illness or injury, but because of their disability, they also face financial ruination, and their future and security are in real doubt. We often find that obtaining the proper medical records and documentation can be very helpful in their appeal. If you or a family member have been denied Social Security benefits, please visit forthepeople.com for frequently asked questions and have a live chat online with us, or call Morgan & Morgan at 1-800-MORGAN-LAW. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Offices, Orlando.
We serve both sides of the breakfast menu, but recommend what's on the right. BHO continues on 540 WFLA.
That's right. This is the right side of the bed. Hope you're up and going. It is Lynn Miller sitting in for Bud Hedinger. It's a little under the weather today. 407-916-5400. If you would like to weigh in on the topics of the day, we're talking about the unions and whether or not we can continue to pay those union benefits. And you are invited to join the conversation. Paul from Apopka, welcome. You are on Bud Hedinger Live with Lynn Miller.
Hey, Lynn. How you doing this morning?
I'm great.
The one thing that everyone acts as if conservative or libertarian point of view on this is insensitive, but how insensitive is it to promise to these teachers retirements and things that in the end they won't get?
That's right.
Because if the state goes bankrupt or the county goes bankrupt, and some of this stuff is shifted over to the federal government doesn't pay 100% of that pension. They pay a portion of it, and then these people are going to end up with nothing. And I look at what's going on in Wisconsin, and I think to myself that these people are extremely naive. If they'd only look at their budget, look at the conditions that have been created, they would realize they've been promised a pig in a poke, that it's not there. But
for some reason they keep, I don't know, I guess thinking that there's this endless supply of gold at the end of the rainbow, and it's just a fallacy. It's not there.
Well, and the same thing with people like Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid, and even some Republicans. You know, let's just raise the corporate tax, or let's raise the